What led to your decision once what made up
Well, it was a hard decision. I enjoy working here. I enjoy working with the people that I get the chance to work with and for, the constituents of the Weyburn Big Muddy constituency, and I'm enjoying the work. But for me, it's been 18 years for my family. We have a pretty young family at home, and these jobs aren't the easiest on family life. And between that. A number of the things that I set out to do for my constituency, I was able to check a lot of boxes. So getting a new hospital built was my top priority when I was first elected, and the hospital's under construction. Highway 39 has always been a concern for my constituents, and so that passing and twinning program is almost complete. Certainly for much of my constituency, it's complete. A new health center in Radville was high on my list as well, and that opened up about 9 years ago. And there's been a number of other projects that the government saw fit to fund while I was the MLA. So just between doing the things that I set out to do for my constituents and family considerations, it just felt like we're transitioning to a new constituency. Weyburn-Bengoff will be the new constituency, and it made sense to transition to a different candidate as well.
Is this a decision you made prior to the announcement, like a long time ago, or is it something you came to recently?
Yeah, it's been recent. I mean, I've been talking to the Premier for a number of months about this and kind of weighing it back and forth with my wife. And we just decided over Christmas holidays, we took some time as a family just to kind of think about what was going to be next. And, just reflecting upon the fact that I turned 45 this summer, and I've been doing this for 40% of my life. I've had the great privilege of sitting around that table for a third of my entire life. It's been a great privilege and a pleasure and an honor, and it's something that I always wanted to do. Strangely enough, as a pretty young kid, and I got to do that. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity, but there just comes a time where that. It's the right thing for you and your family, and for my constituents as well, and for the party as well. I mean, you look at parties governments that get into problems, it's because they don't have a healthy turnover, and I didn't want to be a part of that problem. So I'll be sad to leave, but we're looking forward to what's next.
What the threat of carbon jail?
No, it wasn't, because as far as I know, I'll stay in cabinet in this role until after the spring session, and so we'll make a decision before then. So if it's a decision that puts anybody in jeopardy, it's still going to be me. So no, but yeah.
So what are you looking to do next? I mean, sort of immediately after, whenever an election is called, what are you looking to do?
Well, pitchers and catchers report later this week, and so I'm waiting by my phone for the Toronto Blue Jays to finally give me a call to come to spring training. I'm not expecting that's going to happen, but we haven't made any plans. I haven't talked to anybody. We just made the decision, and I informed the Premier here in the last month or so. And so aside from some close family members and a couple of really close friends, I haven't talked to anybody. Nobody knew really that this was going to happen, so nobody's reached out to me. I'm hoping there's going to be some opportunities after this is done, but we'll take some time as a family over the summer and kind of figure out what's next.
You were handed a lot of heavy lifts, lean and most recently the education file. Carbon tax stuff. What do you make of sort of your time and the various, jobs you've had to take on as a cabinet minister here under both premiers?
Both premiers were good at finding a sucker. No, just kidding. It was just part of the job that I really enjoyed, just taking on new challenges, and especially, and I tell this to school kids that come and visit me from my constituency, this is a lot like being in school, because you're always learning something every day. Anybody that is a subject matter expert, become a cabinet minister and you'll find out pretty quick that you're not. And so you're always learning something new every day. I appreciate the faith that Premier Wall put in me when he first appointed me to cabinet, and the trust that both Premier Wall and Premier Moe have placed in me. So, I was always challenged by the roles, always eager to take on the roles that the premiers have asked me to take on, and that's one of the things that made this such a hard decision. Is I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I'm really enjoying the role that Premier Moe has me in now with the crowns and energy transition and the carbon tax, and small modular reactors is something that when I started in this role didn't really know a lot about, and enjoy working with who I'm working with, especially the Premier. But there's other considerations that are involved in these decisions. So I'm going to miss the work and I'm going to miss the people, but looking forward to what's next.
You didn't list saving the KFC buffet on that list of accomplishments. What's that?
Well, I just want to dispel any rumors that are out there that I'm not retiring to take on management of the KFC anywhere. It's
That was a fun moment.
it
was a thing for a while.
But it's one of those things where, in these kind of jobs, if you can't have some light moments and laugh a little bit, and in all the seriousness of what goes on in government and what goes on in the cabinet room and the caucus room and in the chamber, I think one of the things that I think probably has enabled me to stay this long is just the ability to, at the appropriate times, to have some fun and to laugh with friends and colleagues, and to have some fun with things like the KFC buffet and the unending threat to shut it down.
How do you feel about the leadership of the Premier and where the government's going?
Yeah, I'm a huge supporter of the Premier. I'm grateful to be a member of his team, and I think if it wasn't for the fact that it's been 18 years, I wouldn't be looking to move on to something else. I'm going to be a huge supporter of the Premier and the team going forward. I've already indicated to my executive when candidates come forward that are interested in the nomination, I'll sit down with anybody and talk to them about what it's like to be an MLA. So they have that information firsthand from me before they make the decision, because it's a huge decision for anybody that's thinking about it, especially with a family, with kids. I'm just incredibly honored and grateful for the opportunities that Premier Moe has given me, and I'll continue to be his biggest supporter.
And once you leave, how do you feel about going back into politics?
I haven't even left yet, and you're asking me if I want to come back. I'm honored. It's something that I certainly wouldn't rule out. Although, you never know. I really have enjoyed my time here, and I really, I think it's an honorable thing to do, to put your name forward, and have been really honored to do so for the last 18 years. That's one of the benefits that I always kind of thought in my mind. When I was elected, I was 26 years old, and so in the back of my mind, you never want to take any election for granted, but I kind of thought, 5 elections, kind of 20-year time frame, I could be in my mid-40s and move on to something else and still have, hopefully a whole life ahead of me. And so, I wouldn't say never about coming back, but, as a family right now, it's time for us to take a break and look forward to new opportunities and new challenges, and especially this job can be an awfully big sacrifice for especially my wife and our kids, and it just feels like we've been running 90 miles an hour for quite a long time, and so we're looking forward to kind of gearing down for a bit and seeing what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
you bet.
the latest on remitting or not remitting carbon tax?
Still waiting for some paperwork from CRA and from the federal government, so nothing really to report yet. But time's ticking. End of February is coming up, coming soon. So, but nothing yet to report. Yeah.
And that would come from general revenue, or whereabouts would that come from? What do you end up remitting?
Yeah, I mean, there still is a portion that Sask Energy is collecting from the non-residential customers. So there is money being collected, just not from residential customers. So if there was to be a balance of the residential customers, if we were to remit, yeah, we would either take it from Crown dividends or from within the GRF. But yeah, we haven't made a decision yet on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Thank you.